They say along the northern coast of the UK, there once stood a boarding school called Hollow Academy. It was shut down over 20 years ago, after one night when every single student vanished without a trace. The only person left behind was the caretaker. But the strange thing is, he never spoke again. Locals whisper about the place. They say, every caretaker who enters never comes back. Winter was setting in when Daniel, a quiet, reserved man in his 30s, was hired to be the new caretaker of the abandoned academy. He needed the money, and the job sounded simple. Keep the building locked. Make sure vandals don't break in. But the villager who handed him the keys only gave him one warning. If the bell rings at night, don't go inside. Daniel laughed nervously, but the way the man's eyes trembled made him uneasy. The school itself was a Gothic nightmare. Its tall windows stared out at the crashing sea. Old portraits of long-dead headmasters lined the walls, their eyes seeming to follow Daniel with every step. That night, the storm outside howled. Around midnight, Daniel heard something strange, children's laughter echoing through the empty halls. He grabbed his flashlight and walked into the old dormitory. On one of the blackboards, something had been written in thick white chalk. Caretaker number 14, welcome home. Daniel froze. This was his first time here. So why did the school call him Number Sibsa? The next evening, Daniel wandered into the library. There, in the faint candlelight, stood a little girl. She couldn't have been older than 10. Her pale dress swayed as though an invisible breeze was passing through her. She looked up at him with hollow eyes and whispered, "We've been waiting for you. When the bell rings, you must come with us." Before Daniel could speak, the girl disappeared. Terrified, he checked the old yearbook on a shelf. And there she was, the same girl in a class photo dated 1999, 20 years ago. That night at exactly midnight, the old church bell rang. Daniel rushed outside, but the bell tower was collapsed, the rusted bell lying cracked on the ground. It couldn't have rung, and yet, inside the halls, every corridor echoed with a single phrase, whispered in dozens of voices, "Stay forever." Daniel caught sight of himself in a dusty mirror, but it wasn't his reflection. It was a much older man, dressed in a caretaker's uniform from decades ago. Unable to sleep, Daniel searched the basement. Behind a loose brick wall, he discovered a hidden journal. The first page was written by Caretaker Number. First, entry after entry, caretakers described the same thing. The laughter of children, the bell that should not ring, the feeling of being trapped. One chilling line was repeated in every entry. When the bell tolls, another caretaker is taken. The last page stopped halfway through a sentence, and the handwriting was identical to Daniel's. Panicking, Daniel pulled out his phone. He dialed his mother. A woman answered, but it wasn't his mother's voice. It was a soft, unfamiliar whisper. "You need to come back, Daniel. We've been waiting for you." The line went dead. Moments later, his voicemail pinged. It was his actual mother, leaving him a cheerful, normal message. His hands shook. Who or what had answered first? The third night, the truth revealed itself. Daniel returned to the library, and the ghostly children gathered around him. Their faces were pale, their eyes empty. They spoke together, their voices merging into one. "We can't leave. Neither can you. You are the last caretaker, the one who will keep us alive." Daniel tried to run. The doors slammed shut. The windows locked themselves. The children surrounded him, their laughter turning into screams. The sound of the bell shook the walls. The next morning, villagers walking past Hollow Academy saw something strange. The rusted gate, untouched for years, now had a new wooden board nailed to it. Carved in fresh white paint were the words, "Caretaker Number 15, Daniel." That night, the villagers swore they heard it again, the old bell tolling in the distance, and the sound of dozens of children laughing.